Fall is here, and one of everyone's favorite fall flavors is pumpkin. I'm going to show how you can get a quick hit of pumpkin without having to bake a whole bread or batch of muffins. This vegan, gluten-free microwave mug cake is quick and easy to make and made with all clean, whole food ingredients. It uses ground oats instead of processed white flour, maple syrup as a natural sweetener instead of nasty man-made processed white sugar, and tofu adds a little bit of protein. I'll show you how easy it is coming right up. It's almost Halloween and scary things are everywhere. While we all love the taste of pumpkin in the fall, what would be really scary is if you ate this whole pumpkin cake. Why? Because sugar does scary things to your health over the long term. That's why we're going to make this a healthy dessert recipe that's only one serving. As a bonus, it's vegan and gluten-free. I got the original inspiration for this recipe from a pumpkin tofu cake recipe from Japanese Vegetable Recipes, Okinawa kafe no herushīreshipi on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description down below, and I highly recommend you check out her recipes. I really enjoy her channel. And if you're in Okinawa, stop by her cafe. I really like the recipe because it's light, healthy, and just a bit sweet, with a texture a bit like an airy cheesecake. But it did take time to bake it, so I wanted to make a version that I could make quickly and enjoy a single serving anytime I desired. And I do believe that I have succeeded. Let's get started. As you can see, there are very few ingredients here, so this will be pretty easy to pull together. Our sweetener of choice is maple syrup. We are not using man-made processed white or brown sugar. Yuck, that stuff is horrible for you. Use a natural sweetener whenever you can. A little bit of baking powder for lift, pumpkin pie spice for that delicious fall taste that we all crave. Canned pumpkin, just be sure you grab the unsweetened cans, not the pumpkin pie filling cans, because those are loaded with, yes, you guessed it, sugar. Our flour we'll be using is a ground oat instead of processed white flour. And I like to grind a big batch at one time and then keep it in a container so I have some whenever I need it. Plant milk of your choice, and also 1/8 of a block of tofu. Make sure that you've taken the water out of that tofu as well. And it will be very helpful if you have an immersion blender for this recipe. It'll just blend the tofu and pumpkin together a little better. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can mash it up with a fork and you just might have a few little crumbs of tofu, but it won't affect the taste. First, take your tofu block and crumble it up into little pieces. Next, you're going to add 3 tablespoons of the canned pumpkin. Then you're going to add your liquid ingredients, 2 tablespoons of plant-based milk, as well as 1.5 tablespoons of maple syrup. If you want to cut calories even a little further, you can go down to 1 tablespoon. And then you're going to blend it all together with your immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, just use a fork, break it up as best you can. Next come our dry ingredients, 1/2 teaspoon each of baking powder and pumpkin pie spice. And next come our ground oats. Just like when we fill a cup of flour for baking a cake, we're going to use a different spoon to spoon in the tablespoons. That way we don't get too much ground oats and the cake remains a little airier. While we're waiting for that, since it is close to Halloween, did you know why the skeleton didn't go to the Halloween party? Because he had no body to go with. Thank you very much. Be sure to check out the Dad's Joke app available for Android. I'll put a link to that in the description down below. Then mix everything up until everything is well moistened. Flatten and level it out as best you can, and then it's microwave time. My microwave is 900 watts. So I started with about a minute, and it turns out that was just perfect. Check to make sure your cake is done by tapping on it to make sure it's firmed up mostly and that there are no huge wet spots left. As your cake cools, the oats will soak up a little bit more of the moisture and the cake will become a little firmer. Optionally, garnish with some raw pumpkin seeds and whipped cream. Ooh, vegans, you found me out. That's not vegan whipped cream. That's actual real whipped cream. But you can certainly use the vegan whipped cream of your choice to keep this recipe entirely vegan. Let cool a few minutes so you don't burn the roof of your mouth, and time to eat. And there you have it, perfect pumpkin mug cake. If you'd like to see a video in the future about all the ways sugar can harm your health, let me know in the comments below. Trusty assistant?
I have some steps for you. 1. Like this video. 2. Click the red subscribe button or the picture of my dad to subscribe. 3. Share this video with everyone you know. 4. Comment down below. Bye!